Hello, this is Taha.
This is Anaina,
This is Movie Masala.
and we're here to yap at you about films we watched recently.
And today we're doing
Hamnet, Chloe Zhao's newest film.
Who are you looking for?
William Shakespeare.
I have no talent for waiting.
The women in my family see things.
What do you see?
I see landscape, oceans.
You're having twins.
So, this film hasn't officially premiered anywhere rather, for like public
we're moving
viewing.
up in the world. We're covering
I
films
know,
that have
right?
not even been out yet.
I literally watched this premiere at the London Film Festival. I'm kidding. No, but I did. I did watch the film at the London Film Festival as it was premiering. And it was an experience from start to finish. And I want to take just like a second to talk about the experience of watching this film before I talk about the actual film. Since it was a premiere at like a major film festival, obviously the producers of the film were there, the actors of the film were there, and the director of the film was there. Meaning Chloe Zhao was there, Paul Mescal and Jessie Buckley were there amongst the other cast members. And amongst the various producers, Steven Spielberg was there. So it was kind of like
Incredible.
a stage packed with talent. And then Chloe Zhao walks to the front of the stage and gets 2,000 people to do a breathing exercise that they used to do on set. Gets us to close our eyes, put our hands on our heart, and take 3 deep breaths. She tells you to breathe in, says something, and then you breathe out with a sigh. Ha. And you do that 3 times. And then you open your eyes and you look around, you look to your left, you look to your right, and then you watch the film. And I feel like it was such a great way to kind of set the pace for the film because it gets you to slow down and relax and just think about what you're going to see next.
That also sounds so, like, again, I understand it while also, like, without you being there, it sounds pretentious. It sounds so pretentious.
It is, but when you get 2,000 people to do that, I don't think it's that pretentious.
No, again, like I said, if I'm there, I can fully understand it and I would do it. But just listening to it, you're like, oh my God, Chloe Zhao, calm down. Like, she's not a phenomenal director
Fair.
who knows exactly what she's doing, but continue.
Fair, yeah. Okay, now moving on to the film. So it's based off of a book of the same name, Hamnet, by Maggie O'Farrell, who has also co-written the screenplay for this film alongside Chloe Zhao. And I think that like kind of plays a big role in it. But essentially what the book and the film is about is William Shakespeare
We know him.
and his wife, Agnes, have children. And
Okay.
basically what the book and film kind of go on to imply in a completely fictitious account is that Hamlet, the play, came as a product of Shakespeare grieving his son Hamnet.
Okay.
And this is entirely fictional. For anyone who has read or watched Hamlet, it should have very little to do with your child. But, you know, since this is fiction and in fiction we are allowed to say what we want, Maggie O'Farrell said what she wanted.
Yeah, Hamlet is actually in real life based on The Lion King.
Exactly. Like, duh. Anyway,
Shakespeare based it on Lion
yeah.
King.
So a lot, even though the movie is called Hamnet, a lot of it focuses on Shakespeare, William and Agnes's relationship. How they came to be together,
Mhm.
through what kind of circumstances, and how they came to have children, and how Hamnet came to die, and the kind of how relationship dynamics, how their relationship, William and Agnes's relationship, changes throughout time.
Okay.
And in that sense, I would say that the focus of this film isn't, in fact, Paul Mescal's William Shakespeare, but Jessie Buckley's Agnes Shakespeare. Because
Fair enough.
so much of the film is focused on her life, her beliefs, her strength, and her love for, well, William, of course, but also her children. And kind of a lot of the plot is you're introduced to Agnes as this creature of the forest whose mother was a witch, a forest witch. And so someone who is very in touch with nature and has like a pet falcon and stuff like that. So Agnes is kind of built up as this wild spirit that cannot be tamed, who is more in touch with nature than with human beings. And Jessie Buckley gives this brilliant performance where she is so awkward and strange around human beings. But then as soon as she's in this forest, she is kind of freed. And you can really see
She's
it.
Merida from Brave.
Yeah. You can really see it in the way like her entire, like Jessie Buckley's posture changes and the way her kind of face relaxes and stuff. And this is kind of carried out throughout the film, like after they have children as well, where, for example, when they have their first daughter, Susanna, she goes into the forest and gives birth and she's really relaxed and really calm, etc. But then when she's giving birth to Hamnet and his twin sister, Judith, she cannot leave the house and has to give birth in the home. And she is in like so much distress. And kind of those two kids, Judith and Hamnet, are the problem kids. And not the sense that they're the problem, but rather problems keep happening to them. And there is like an undercurrent of, I don't want to say the supernatural because it's not supernatural, but this feeling of nature being like this overbearing force that you cannot cheat or you cannot keep away or stay from or something. Like nature has to take its course.
You can't overcome it. You can't
Exactly.
exert your will on nature. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's like a really strong undercurrent of this. So those are some of like the plot points and some of kind of like the themes that are going on. But I think what makes this film really kind of stick out to me is the performances by Paul Mescal and Jessie Buckley, of course, but also by Joe Alwyn, who plays Agnes's brother, Bartholomew Hathaway, Emily Watson, who plays Shakespeare's mother. The kids are brilliant. So Jacoby Jupe plays Hamnet, Olivia Lyons plays Judith, and Bodhi Braithneck plays Susanna.
This film is really doing a lot for Shakespeare's family's attractiveness. Like their entire family is getting an attractiveness boost by all this cast.
For sure.
Never has anything Shakespeare been portrayed with this level of attractiveness.
Exactly. Although I will say, I've never seen Paul Mescal look uglier than in this film. But anyway.
Fair enough. Truly a testament to Chloe Zhao for that.
Yeah. Genuinely a testament. You know this is a woman directing this when Paul Mescal looks fucking But yeah, so I think the kids, especially Jacoby Jupe, who plays Hamnet, does such a brilliant job. He has these deep emotional scenes, but he's the only guy in the frame. Okay, this kid. And this kid is meant to be like 11, 12 years old. And I don't think the actor is much older than that.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
And my God, when I tell you that this little kid, with one look and the amount of kind of pain and just innocence it holds, made me just start spontaneously sobbing. I think this is definitely like an actor that is in the making. I can see so much like potential in him, and it's brilliant.
I just looked it up. He's 12 years old. Oh my God, do I feel like useless right now?
Yeah. And then you have Noah Jupe, who is kind of a little bit well known. He's in A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2. But in this film, he plays Hamlet. And he does such an amazing job. I don't think I have seen a better Hamlet. And I don't even think I saw that much of this guy as Hamlet on screen. But there is this moment in the film, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone, where towards the end of the film and towards the end of Hamlet the play, as we are watching it, he kind of reaches out into the audience as though he's reaching out into the first audience of Hamlet as Hamlet. And he has this mix of like joy and wonder and it's not supposed to be happening. He's not supposed to be doing this kind of reaching out into the audience moment. It's just something that happens. And you can see that, like, he's playing an actor, playing a role, but you can see both the role and the actor in this one guy, Noah. I think it's such complex emotions and expressions to kind of show, especially on film. Like, they're really easy to do in theater, which is, I think, kind of the point. But like, to get that on film was, I think, just amazing.
Fair enough. I also remember Noah Juke from Honey Boy,
Yes.
which might be like one of my favorite things that Shia LaBeouf has ever been in. And like, again, the same thing I think I can recall of like just how much he's able to emote. And in that film, he's also playing a child actor. So he's like acting kind of. And yeah, like he's able to do that really well.
Exactly, yeah. So I think this film is over 2 hours long. It's like 2 hours and 6 minutes, which is
Yeah.
a long film. I think what keeps you really hooked and really gripped onto it is the fact that these performances are brilliant. And I've seen some criticism of it from like people I know as well who are like, oh, boo-hoo, this is another film about Shakespeare, or like they're trying to kind of make Shakespeare deeper or more intellectual or like more personal and about grief than it actually was. And it's just like, okay, first of all, fiction, guys. Fiction? Do we understand fiction? Have we lost the ability to understand what fiction is and does and can mean? And second of all,
Okay.
I appreciate this look on Shakespeare, or, you know, on Shakespeare's work, because so much of the kind of media that is built around him is about him as a writer and little about what his family was like, his wife was like, what his kids were like. So if I am getting a fictional take about Shakespeare that's making me look at him a bit more sympathetically or empathetically, bring it on. So yeah, I definitely think that this is a really, really good film. And if it doesn't do anything, I think it gets you to look at your own emotions or your own kind of inspirations or the way you kind of go through life. Just take a second look at it. Don't think too much about it, but just take a second look at it. It's a really meditative film, and I felt that.
It makes you take a second, put your hands on your heart and breathe.
Exactly. I was sobbing at the end of it, which was a problem because I then had to go and like escort guests in and out, which I don't think it would have been fun to see a very small child with like the puffiest red eyes being like, hi, welcome to the Royal Festival. But I mean, that's just, that was just me. There were definitely loads of people sniffling in the room. But yeah, I would say that when this film does come out, which will be for UK audiences on the 9th of January, just go watch it.
Noted. Done.
Yeah.
So those are thoughts. Thank you for tuning in. This podcast is produced solely by us with musical assets from Pixabay. If you enjoyed this, please do share it. See you again next time.
Bye-bye.